Module 6 will take us to the structures of the digestive system, their function, as well as some basics of nutrition. So we will begin with the digestive system functions and structures. The digestive system is where food intake begins through the mouth. Once ingested, breakdown begins. We will encounter two types of breakdown, physical and chemical. So physical, which is also called mechanical digestion, is the process in which food is broken down into smaller pieces. Chemical digestion uses enzymes to break chemical bonds within the food molecules themselves. This includes breakdown of carbohydrates into monosaccharides, the breakdown of proteins into amino acids, and the breakdown of lipids into fatty acids and glycerol. Food must be chemically broken down into smaller pieces because then it is easier to be absorbed into the bloodstream. So we see that larger molecules cannot easily move from the digestive system into the bloodstream. And finally, no process within the body is 100% efficient, and wastes are always created. So in the digestive system, we see that undigested food residues are eliminated as feces. So now let's examine the structures of the digestive system. The alimentary canal is described as a continuous muscular tube from the mouth to the anus. It is also known as the gastrointestinal tract. It functions in digestion, so that is both mechanical and chemical, absorption, and eliminating waste. The organs of the alimentary canal include the mouth, the pharynx, the esophagus, the stomach, the small intestine, and the large intestine. We have accessory digestive system organs that supplement the functions of the alimentary canal. And these organs include the teeth, the tongue, the gallbladder, the salivary glands, the liver, and the pancreas. So this diagram shows us the major organs of the alimentary canal as well as the accessory organs. The alimentary canal is the route that food takes as it passes through the digestive system. Starting at the mouth, we see that chewed food moves into the esophagus, then to the stomach, then to the small intestine, and then finally into the large intestine. The accessory organs are structures that secrete enzymes and digestive juices into the alimentary canal. So these include things like the salivary glands, the liver, the gallbladder, and the pancreas. So please note that food never enters the accessory organs. Instead, it remains within the alimentary canal, and the accessory organs and structures are only supplementing the functions and assisting in other functions like producing enzymes or mechanically breaking down food for the alimentary canal. So we'll see that there are 6 processes that are fulfilled by the digestive system: ingestion, mechanical breakdown, propulsion, digestion, absorption, and defecation. We'll examine all 6 of these in this order. So ingestion describes eating and consuming food. Propulsion involves moving food through the alimentary canal. Swallowing is a type of propulsion that consists of using the tongue and the pharynx to guide food into the esophagus. And once into the esophagus, we see that peristalsis can occur. So it's a type of movement that uses waves of contraction and relaxation in the walls of certain alimentary canal structures. So for instance, the esophagus, the stomach, the small intestine, and the large intestine are capable of peristalsis. So peristalsis involves contraction of segments of the alimentary canal that are behind masses of food, while muscles in front of the masses of food relax. So this tends to push the food in a single direction. Mechanical breakdown describes the pulverizing of food into smaller pieces. So this allows the enzymes of digestion to work more efficiently. Mechanical breakdown begins with chewing of the food in the mouth. We see that chewing is going to break down and smash the food into smaller pieces using both the teeth and the tongue. Next, we see mixing of the food occurs, or with saliva occurs in the mouth to form what is called a bolus, and the bolus is a mass of food and saliva. Once swallowed, the food, as it enters the stomach, will be churned, and churning of the food boluses occurs in the stomach, as we'll see that the stomach has several layers of smooth muscle that are capable of contraction and relaxation. This churning is going to help to further pulverize the food. And finally, segmentation involves local constrictions of the small intestine in order to mix the pulverized food together. So segmentation involves non-adjacent segments of the small intestine contracting and then relaxing. This usually squeezes boluses of food in half so that they mix with the boluses behind them and in front of them, causing the food to move backward a little bit and then forward. So this is part of the process of mechanical breakdown. So digestion describes the breakdown of complex molecules into simpler molecules, and this involves the use of enzymes. So chemical digestion or chemical breakdown is a process that begins in the mouth, as there are enzymes in saliva, but it primarily is going to occur in both the stomach and the small intestine. And we'll see that a majority of digestion is going to occur in the small intestine. Absorption describes the movement of digested molecules of food from the lumen of the gastrointestinal tract into the blood or the lymphatic fluid. Absorption usually involves diffusion or active transport and primarily takes place in the small intestine. Finally, we will see that defecation involves elimination of undigestible food substances, or in this case, indigestible food substances, and removing those from the body in the form of feces.